Alright guys, I'm back. My dogs are going crazy. Got that dog my daughter left for me. He's trying to make the one his girlfriend, and she's not having it, which is good for me. Copper coils here. So basically, whenever I go through these guys, I pull off any excess steel and any excess aluminum, because you don't get paid for those. And what I mean is, my entire plan is to send this off to a large refiner, and I'm wanting to cash in, you know, and it's a weight, you know. You got there we go. They tell me the best I'm going to do is look at a 45-day wait, but that's fine, you know. This board right here is worth, I think the last time I checked prices is it's worth about $3 a pound. But with my buyer, I never can tell if it's straight up or not, you know. It might be $3 a pound when I leave the house, and when I get there, you know, they're coming up with some other excuse. It's unfortunate, but I see what happened in the scrap industry happened to the electronic scrap industry, and you know, it's ran by a bunch of people who just, you know, they think it's okay to rip off the little guy. And you know what? I don't say that about everybody. You know, there are some good people out there, I imagine, in this business. But we've all ran across the scrap yards that do everything they can to rip you off. And all I can say about that is weigh your stuff before you take it in, and then take it in. Don't tell them that you've weighed it. Sorry about that. Don't tell them that you've weighed it, and then check your check out the prices of everything. All right, and make sure you take even pounds. You know, if you take in a pound and a half of copper, understand you're only going to get paid 1 pound. You're not going to get paid for a pound and a half. You're going to get paid for 1 pound, because that's actually, I think a lot of these scales are set up on 2 pounds. So you know, you're always going to get the minimum, because they're going to round down everything, and that's just the way it's done in this industry. You know, they expect you to know your weights and have everything gathered up before you go in. But either way it goes, you know, before you go in, weigh it out. If you got 2.5 pounds of copper, take out the ½ pound to where you have exactly 2 pounds of copper. Alright? And do that for your aluminum. Let's say you're taking in 35 3/4. Take out the 3/4 and take in 35 pounds. Now what you're doing is you're going with an exact amount to go in there with. And what that's for is to let you know if the guy you're dealing with is being honest. You know, the scales, at least here in the States, are monitored by the clerk of courts. So normally the scales are right on point, but you do got to be careful that you know, maybe you've got 10 pounds and they pay you for 8. And I'm not saying they're out there doing that, guys, but I have seen it happen. You know, so anyway, back to what I was saying. So now you've got your exact weights and measures of everything. Alright, like I said, quarter pound, half pound, whatever it is, go with even numbers. Keep a log, take pictures, and then when you come back out of there, compare it with what you have. Now, if only one of them items are off, one or two of them items are off, you may think, oh, okay, well, they're not doing nothing. But it really depends on what that item is. Let's say a guy takes out a, takes credit for a pound of copper every day off of every customer that brings in copper. You know, he's going to walk out of there at the end of the day with, 100 pounds of copper? And like I said, I'm not making accusations. I'm just trying to teach you guys how to take care of yourself. So now we go back to the pictures. Alright, and the log. You took a picture and you kept a log of what was there. You're going to compare it with what they gave you. Now, this happening one time is not going to get you anywhere. If you run off in there and say, hey, he ripped me off, blah, 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 blah. Alright, you may get part of your money back. I doubt it, but you might. You want to see if this is an everyday occurrence, or every time you go in, if it's happening every time, or if it's just certain employees, if it's the guys at the dock, or if it's the entire company. Alright, so you start keeping a log of everything going on. Now let's say, when everything's said and done, that you're getting ripped off across the board, every person in there, and it's happening every time. Well, now you can involve the state, and you can get your money back. And it's probably the only way you're going to get your money back. Because, you know, once the state's involved, nobody's going to look the other way anymore. Oh, haha. Guys, it really helps if you take out all the screws. Apologize, I haven't been that talkative. I'm just, even now, I'd love to go in there and just crawl in the bed for the rest of the night. But we've all had those days. I just keep on trucking. Now, the good thing is, with the with that new software I've found, I'll be able to cut most of this out. That's nice. They didn't do this to the other one. E-waste is always a challenge because everybody does it different. Manufacturers, the machines themselves. There we go. Got one side loose anyway. Alright. Another piece of zinc. And before I say that, I should probably check it with a magnet, but that's what I thought. Pretty sure it's zinc. I wonder what's that. Yeah, it would pretty much have to be. Doesn't say. Just never seen zinc blued out like that. Alright. Get this board loose. Ever have one of them days where everything seems to go the opposite direction of what you was expecting? Well, Ben said he liked my stories, so let me throw another one here out there to you. So we're told you a little bit about me, the fact that I used to fish a lot. Well, I used to also tournament fish, and I did that for quite a few years, and didn't do too bad. I was making I don't know, sometimes 3, 4, 5,000, but of course with that, you know, I was probably spending more than that in bait and travel expenses. Actually, we went up for a tournament in northern Ohio, and it was a horrible day fishing. But we did end up getting a fish, and because it was so bad, we was only one of 3 teams to catch fish that day, and it qualified us for the tournament down in South Carolina, and that was a train wreck. Maybe I'll tell you guys that story. How about renting a boat, getting out on the water, and having to call Mayday because the boat was dead in the water. It wouldn't start. I had to get towed in, and yeah, we almost lost it. I ended up ended up in the drink. Is this the same one? Yes, it is. X5660. And it doesn't seem to be a paired CPU, but it is a 6-core just like the other one. Yeah. So where'd he go? So always check everything, guys. You never know where that extra dollar is going to be. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Might as well pull him off now. Oh, I'm thinking about it. Alright. What's the next thing I'm going to pull off, guys? And about 25 of you said battery. And you're correct. And why do we do that? I'm not going to go into it again, don't worry. Yes, I am. These things cause fires. So, guys, pull your batteries. I keep forgetting I'm getting new, picking up new subscribers on a daily basis. So, here and there, I am going to have to throw information out there that I've said before. And safety is something we should all be concerned about. Ta-da! So, see, this really bugs me. You know, I'm usually pretty good about figuring out how to pull something out or take care of an issue, fix a problem, and I should be able to pop these guys out. There we go, just like that. So what I'm doing is I'm holding it up with my fingernail and then sliding the screwdriver under it and then prying both ends up. I tried doing it just by pulling my fingernail, but it didn't work very well. Let's see. Now, through, push it through. Now, got a couple of whole pieces of brass. Yep, I know you guys are saying, big deal, so what? Every bit adds up, guys. And it looks like I'm wasting time and money, and I am, to be honest with you. If I can figure out a system for pulling these guys out, it'll save me time and money in the future. I mean, that's why we scrap, right? Gonna make a couple dollars here and a couple dollars there. Alright. Oh, wow. So, to finish the story, gosh, I'm horrible at this, guys. So, I used to fish a lot. And, this one pay lake we found, the first time we went there, You know, up until that point, the biggest fish I had ever caught was probably only 5 pounds. You know, and I mean, I had seen bigger fish, but I had never caught a large one. And we're sitting out there, got the fire going, had a beautiful night, and at that time I was still drinking and fishing at the same time. That's another story. My reel just starts smoking. Zzz, just took off. And so I ran down the hill. And I went to set the hook, and it had, I mean, it had just frayed out. Looked like a big ball of spaghetti. You know, fishing line everywhere. So I took it, and I just ran up the hill with the pole to set the hook, and I ran right through the fire, guys. And I caught it. It was 10 and a half, or no, 11-pound fish, 11-pound shovelhead, and it was he felt like about 40 pounds just for the fact that I was drunk and barely able to stand at the time. We'll say I've had a few beers in my time. How's that? Used to shoot pool a lot too, but I don't think about those days too much anymore. I spent a lot of money at the bar, and I'm glad I don't do that any longer. And I don't hold that against anybody. If you want to go to the bar and drink and have a good time, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll still have a beer here and there every once in a while. But you know, as far as going out, I'd rather just stay here at the house. Just getting too much trouble, have too much fun, right? Can't afford to go through all that again. Let's see. Well, thank God that's over, huh, guys?